Ooh. Welcome to my 1 year recap as a freelancer, where I'll be sharing the success stories, tips, and insights from my first year as a freelancer. My name is Austin Haugen, and I've been in the e-commerce space for a little over 4 years now. I started my first e-commerce business, which was a clothing brand, while I was in college, and that really opened up my eyes to the power of e-commerce. Because I learned so much about business during the time of building my clothing brand, I ended up dropping out of college to pursue it full time. After dropping out, I ended up moving down to Minneapolis and joining a local startup e-commerce agency where we helped many e-commerce brands go from making around a few $1,000s a month to now they're 7 to 8 figure businesses. During my time at the agency, my primary focus was on Shopify and Klaviyo, grow support for these brands, and I learned so much during my time working at the agency and am always super grateful for that opportunity. After working with the agency for a few years, I felt I needed a new challenge, and that's when I made the leap to become a freelancer. I've now been a freelancer for a year, and I'm super pumped to share some of the stories, tips, and insights about my experience. This video will be super helpful for anyone considering making the leap to become a freelancer. Maybe you're early on your freelance journey, or maybe you're even considering building your own e-commerce business. To kick off the video, I'll be diving into the main success story from a brand called Reach International Outfitters. This story started many years ago when I met the co-founder through a mutual friend. Shout out Devin Winter. During this time, I was a host of a podcast which is now called Behind the Vision, to chat about his digital marketing business that he was starting. Since then, we've always kept in touch, and about a year ago, he reached out looking to launch a new product and was needing some assistance on the Shopify and Klaviyo side to launch his new and very unique product. This product was a Minnesota Adventure bucket list. A few weeks before launching the product, we ran a pre-launch campaign and captured almost 3,000 emails with a 36% form submit rate. Trent, who is a co-founder, also has a ton of ad and content creation experience, which was very crucial to that pre-launch campaign and the success of the business so far. In their first month of launch, Reach International Outfitters hit over $100,000 in revenue with a conversion rate of over 5%, which is insane for their first month in business. Since launch, I've been assisting Trent and Sarah, who are both the founders of this brand, with Shopify and Klaviyo growth support, managing any requests they have to bring ideas to help grow the brand. This business has so much potential and is definitely on a rocket ship to Mars right now. Some of the other awesome brands I had the pleasure of working with over the past year include Kings and Queens, the Date Night podcast, with a Shopify site build to help promote their live stream event and sell their tickets. This is a local brand founded by Andrew and Declan, who are also the founders of the Back Pocket podcast. The Raw Pet Company with a Shopify site build to help promote their at-home grooming and holistic services. This is another local brand founded by a friend, Celine. And Peace Coffee with a full Klaviyo audit with next steps for email and SMS growth. This was another local brand I was introduced to and was super pumped for the opportunity to work with them. Next, I'll be diving into lessons learned. First, I'll be talking about starting as a freelancer. When I made the leap, I announced it to all the social platforms and reached out to individuals that I knew that might be interested in the services that I was providing. I also started a challenge to try to hit 100K in revenue as a freelancer, which I promoted on social media and helped get the word out there about the services that I was offering. Next, I created an Upwork account and basically found a profile that was already crushing it and basically used that as a template to create my own Upwork profile. My first project as a freelancer was for $500, and it was also through Upwork. I sent a proposal and had exactly the experience they were looking for. Because I was new and did not have a lot of experience or past work on my Upwork profile, I really pushed to get on a call with this individual because I knew I had the experience to kind of fulfill this project they were looking to be completed, and I felt like if I could just get on a call and communicate that, I would definitely get it. The project only took maybe 2 weeks, and he left a 5-star review, which helped my own Upwork profile out a ton. One cheat code for getting reviews, whether that be written or video, which I also do recommend, is sending them a Starbucks gift card, which you can easily do on their website. Send the gift card to them before they actually give you their review. That way they'll feel a little more inclined to leave the review for you. Another thing I did when becoming a freelancer was joining the Freemote and Code Academy courses to further my development learning. I already had 3+ years of working with brands on Shopify and Klaviyo, so I was at least able to sell myself and start getting projects that way. But I also knew I needed to improve my coding knowledge. Next, I'll be talking about a client issue that I had during Q4 of last year. For this client in particular, I had already completed an initial project with, and he even gave me a bonus because he was super happy with the work that was done. And he was looking for management of a Shopify and Klaviyo during Q4, and I pulled in a friend who's a super talented designer and also a wizard within Klaviyo. This project kind of felt all over the place. There was no signed contract, which was a fault on my part. There was no really clear deliverables, and it was all around just kind of a crazy project. We were trying to maximize the performance of the Shopify and Klaviyo accounts during that holiday time. We were also trying to outperform last year's Q4 performance for a business that was clearly on the downtrend. The project concluded with myself reaching out about some missed payments, saying that we'd pause work if we didn't receive an update on his side. He then kicked us off of everything and ghosted us. We did receive some payment for our work, but at the end of the day, I could have approached this project differently and have set clear expectations. This is the biggest learning experience in my freelance career so far, and it's definitely tough working with another friend. My final lesson learned will be on slow time. So 1 month during the summer, work basically slowed down to where I was not taking on any new projects. And for a few months prior, I spent a lot of time diving into learning code, which in turn, I lost my focus on lead generation and no new projects were coming in at that time. Because of this, I learned to always keep the leads coming in, and any remaining time can be focused on learning code. Because if new leads aren't coming in, I can't operate my business. Next, I'll be talking about tips for e-commerce growth. Your Shopify site can make a drastic impact on how well your business generates revenue. Once you have enough cash available, I'd recommend revamping your Shopify site to focus on improving the conversion rate. I'll add my site and details to book a free discovery call down below this video if you'd like to check it out. Another tip to e-commerce growth is hiring people that you can trust to manage your e-commerce business and help it grow. Because you definitely can't do everything yourself, and you really need to trust people to help your business scale. Another tip is to create and share content on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. It can be super simple and it's also free, so why not do it? There's literally businesses being built off of free organic TikTok traffic right now. One of them is a brand that I'm working with, Reach International Outfitters, which they do a lot of organic content. Another is a local business called Seek, and they've honestly grown a ton just through organic TikTok. My final tip is to surround yourself with other successful e-commerce entrepreneurs. One way you can do this, if there's not a lot of events out in your area and you'd like to just keep to yourself, is joining a Discord. One I'd recommend is Ecommerce, which is ran by a friend of mine, Ari, and I'll include the details to that in the video description as well. Next, I'll talk about tools and resources for growing your e-commerce business. I'll keep this brief because there's many articles out there recommending different Shopify apps, and also if you just want to check out the Shopify App Store, they also list out recommendations there as well. In my opinion, the best platforms to use is Shopify for your storefront and Klaviyo for SMS and email. For the best apps, I recommend Okendo for reviews in UGC and using Rebuy to help increase your average order value. And then the best additional software to utilize would be Hotjar for heat maps, visitor recordings, and surveys, Google Optimize for A/B tests, and Google Analytics for site analytics. The final topic I'll talk about is future plans. As a freelancer, my plan is to continue to grow as a Shopify developer and manage the growth of more Shopify brands on Shopify and Klaviyo platforms. I see the e-commerce industry becoming more involved with AI, and I don't believe it'll get to a point where designers, developers, and paid ad specialists will be out of a job for many years. Most clients lean on us as freelancers to bring ideas and help resolve their issues and questions. So until AI can manage that, I don't see us being out of a job yet. That wraps up my 1-year recap as a freelancer. And if you're watching this and maybe you're considering becoming a freelancer or even starting your own e-commerce business, I'd highly recommend just taking the risk because you'll never know what you'll get to. And honestly, you just learn so much from that experience. Thank you for watching. I'll leave information about how to reach out to me down below in this video. And I'd also love to hear your comments and feedback on this video as well.